Scorpio, this is your reading for the month of May. The way I like to do this is I start with the vision I had during my meditation time beforehand, and then I go to tarot cards and oracle cards as guided from there. As far as the vision for you, it was like basically like a beach ball, like a big beach ball. And then kind of like you put, I don't know if it was you or just the concept in general of putting it on your finger and kind of like, you know, spinning it like a basketball. But the thing about it that stuck out to me, and this may or may not be fully factual in real life, technically, but symbolically, what happened in the vision was it was a little bit unbalanced. Like, I don't know if it fell exactly. That wasn't the point. It was just the thought about it falling because it has more give, because it's, you know, it's a beach ball. Like they have sometimes air is leaking more and like there's more give in it. So it was a little bit like the idea of that it could be more unbalanced or unstable spinning on your finger or the finger or whatever. As far as what that could mean before we get into cards, I mean, I keep seeing it almost like it's like a globe when you put it on your finger. And it's like, it's not because it's a globe, but just the idea that like, you know, you're working with this, like you have this, you think you've got it all. But if you have it on something that isn't, or if what you have isn't what, you know, because you do that normally with a basketball. So if you're treating a beach ball like a basketball, then it's like, you might be great at what you're trying to do, but if you're trying to do it with the wrong thing and acting like it's something else, like it's not, maybe it won't work, or you're going to always question if it's going to work because you're basically trying to make something fit into something it's not and treat it like that. So yeah, let's go from there. See what we can see. So I'm going to start out. I don't use this deck a lot. I mean, it's good, but I usually don't like to use a lot of decks with writing underneath because I like to do it more intuitively. But I really had a feeling to use this one with you guys, and it's not my first pick with you guys. Like normally if it was up to me, I wouldn't be picking this for you guys so much. But it's been really good when I've used it with people. So let's see, it's the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Spirit, God, Universe, what do you have for Scorpio for the month of May, especially in regards to the vision? What message do you have for Scorpio for the month of May in regards to the vision you gave? Oops. Not wanting to come out, I guess. Let's do 4, I guess. Actually, let's do 4. No, I'm kind of feeling not to do 4. Just keep it at 3. I did, the last one's at 4, but that's fine. And I don't really, so this would be the Knight of Pentacles. I don't do reversals, but we'll see if there's any. There you go. I believe it's the Hangman. But in this deck, it's called Awakening. And I believe that's the Page of Swords. Yeah, the Page of Swords. I don't remember if I feel like I had it on one side when I did it, so we'll see. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to ignore the bottom part at first, at least. But generally, Knight of Pentacles it's actually the slowest moving one. It's basically it's about movement, but it's, you know, trying to make sure you do everything correctly and everything's being done right and everything's clear. Not so much everything's clear, but just, you know what's asked of you. You're doing everything correctly. You know, you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, that type of thing. You know, apprehensive, loyal, dedicated, protective, apprehensive. It's also Pentacles is material or financial matters. It doesn't have to be, but generally that's kind of what it signifies. And then this is air, but it's swords, which is mental. And then Hangman is kind of like, it's taking a break, going outside of, not outside yourself per se, but, you know, away from society, away. But it's really kind of to go into this peace place. Like, it's almost like reaching a nirvana. It's like the more he lets go, and, you know, in the card, and, you know, he takes a moment and reflects and kind of seeks his inner voice and, you know, seeks the universe on stuff. Like, the more like he gets this peace, but he's also separated away from other people, like not just physically, but sometimes it's a matter of spiritually too. It's like you go to a different place, in a different realm, in a different perspective, any of those things. And then the Page of Swords is really, usually with the Page of Swords, it can be a messenger, or it can be the potential for the thoughts, and, you know, for, it's like, it's thoughts, mentality, verbal, but a lot of times the way the Page of Swords is there isn't movement. It's not the Knight, it's before the Knight. So it's like kind of stuck in your head, thinking and trying to figure this out and trying to go through this and trying to make sure everything, it's like the crossing your T's, dotting your I's, but as far as like in mental, and sometimes it's a little bit indecisive, going back and forth and like trying to figure out where do you stand and what do you need to know before you move, and kind of just not moving yet. Like, he's literally sitting on the rock. He also has all the butterflies around him, which it almost reminds me like the thoughts and stuff. It's a little bit different than the regular card though. Logical, perceptive, but yeah, it's mental. So he's like trying to logicize everything. Insightful, blunt, and exciting. Intellectual, challenge, brilliant insights, information that you need but might be challenging to receive because you're thinking, you're trying to go through everything. Review all documents very carefully. So yeah, but basically it's, I'm trying to see now, put together, shoot, I kind of moved this, hopefully I didn't move it too much. Put together, what's interesting is there's the tree over here and there's a tree here. So I get the sense that like when he's here, I feel like this is like a state you've been in and you kind of waver between this and this. So on the outside, it's either this is a state you've been in or this is how you appear, because you're not moving when you're in this mode and you're not moving when you're in this mode, or you're not moving, but you're moving super slowly when you're in that mode. But really, like, I feel like this is kind of a state, like, it's like you've moved forward right now, and some of you may be here right now, or like I said, you do waver. I mean, even this is a tree stump. Wait, is that a tree stump? No, that's a rock. But yeah, and it's interesting because it's like there's this waiting here, this, like, it's almost like the horse. I feel like the horse is waiting too. And it's, I mean, you'd think the horse is waiting for him because, that's that. But I almost feel like the horse is waiting for whatever he's doing here. So I really do get that sense that there's people waiting on you, or there, it might be a partner, or it might just be pressure you feel, that, like, it's not pressure you feel, but I mean that, like, people are waiting for there to be results on what you're working on. Like, that's what I feel like, because I don't feel like he's so much waiting here on him. I feel like he's waiting on this. So I feel like, yeah, people are, and for some of you, you're dealing with people, or you're in a partnership. It could be business. It could also be relational, whatever, you know. But according to this, it's financial or material. But it doesn't have to be. But you're kind of like, people are waiting for the results, and they're not necessarily not trusting you. Like, they're looking here and they're like, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And so it's almost like they're in there in a state of belief, but you kind of, I feel like this, like, you kind of feel like you've lost your own identity in it, some of you. And so as people are waiting for these results to happen, you're like, okay, well, I thought this is my thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're waiting on it, and you're like, wait, you're part of this now? Now you care about what I'm doing? Like, and it's like this whole pressure thing that happened. Even like this guy, when he's here, like, yeah, there is an element of getting away from society or getting away from people, but he's like up there. And I get this sense that, like, there's different types of fun. I mean, I'm not saying it's fun or not, but if you're in a tree, you're climbing in a tree, you know, he might have a purpose for what he's doing, but to everyone else, he might just look like he's goofing off. So it's this idea that, like, there's people around you waiting. Even like the butterflies are all around here. And so you have this sense that, like, everything around you, the people around you, the different states you're in, each time you're in it, you like can feel the energy of everything around you waiting. Now, as far as the vision and how it relates to the vision, I mean, one thing with the vision, like I said, was you have this ball, and like, it might not be, you know, gonna fall down, but you're treating something in one state like you would treat something else in that same state. So it's literally, you might be in this waiting phase doing this, or not waiting, but it's like, I think part of it's you treating, and part of it's other people, the way it's for some of you, there's two different groups, that they've seen you act one way in one place. So then when you're in another place, I keep wanting to say appreciate, but I'm trying to say expect. But let's say, okay, let's go that direction. Some of you guys, there's people that are waiting to appreciate your work, but because they're so ready for your work, or they're so ready for you to do this job, you've kind of been like, feel like you've gotten it pulled out from under you, like it's not your thing anymore. Some of you, back to what I was saying, what was the thing? It was expect, but what was I saying? Expecting. Yeah, are being expected to be operating the same way in each phase. And when they start expecting that, then you start expecting there to be failure, because you're saying, well, this shouldn't work that way. Like, I have the ball on my finger, but it shouldn't work because I can feel there's air different in there, different things. And so you start questioning it. And so you stay at this drawing board longer. You stay here longer because you're thinking, well, this shouldn't work. You know, so some of your lack of movement is literally because you're questioning why things should work in this other state. But part of the reason you're questioning why things should work in the first place is because you have people expecting it to be the same exact. They're expecting you to act the same way in each one. So it's really like, instead of seeing yourself based off of your actions, based off of who you are, and based off of your intentions, some of you are dealing with the issue of seeing yourself based off of what other people see in you, or what other people say you've been before. And so again, it's like, and I feel like, there's stuff falling out of his pocket. So yeah, it's like, and when you go to this state of to let go and relax, some of you, I do feel like, okay, naturally you're going to let go, relax here, but you're kind of feeling like you're robbed in that moment. Like, you're feeling like, some of you are feeling like it was forced. Like, you shouldn't have to be here. And if you are here, why do you have to have him here? Why do you always have to have someone watching you? So you really feel like almost robbed of that moment to relax, or moment to get away, or moment to reflect in yourself, because you feel like you're losing all the things that you had on you. You're losing parts of your identity. And the only reason you feel like you're losing parts of your identity is because there's always somewhere right there waiting for you to be done. So you don't feel like it's your thing anymore. Even when you go to relax, some of you are not feeling like you're relaxing for you. Some of you are feeling like you're relaxing so you can satisfy someone else's requirements for you. Okay. So it's really a matter of, one, getting your power back, because whether someone's waiting for you or not, you're still there. So as long as you're not seeing the other person as more important than they are, someone else being there really should not affect your value and your path and your identity and goals in it. Does that make sense? So it's really a matter of noticing that the way you're feeling right now, because you're feeling that, or the reason for feeling that, is coming from a place where you're putting other people before yourself, so much so that in your life, it's like you're not in the driver's seat. Or even if you are in the driver's seat, you're not given the credit of being in the driver's seat in your mind. You're, you know what I mean? And some of you, there might be a victim mentality that as soon as you're not getting the credit for being in the driver's seat, you're feeling like you're a victim of the people around that are just like always on you. But the thing is you're a victim if you allow yourself to be a victim. You're a victim if you allow their purpose in your life to be stronger than your purpose in your life. You are the hero in your story. You're the main character. You can't have someone else be the main character, because then that's what happens. That's when you start feeling like, okay, then this is their thing. Why are they taking over my thing? Or why is their presence here waiting on me, making me feel like this isn't even mine anymore? I thought I had this dream. This was my dream. And a lot of you are starting to feel like that because you've given it away. You've given your power. And it's not because they're so horrible people. It's not. Some of you, there is issues that you do need to put down boundaries as to how someone can be involved in your life and how you would appreciate things, there to be boundaries. And that's a verbal thing. That's, each different situation. Some of you are going to need to do that. But some of you, it's really a matter of just seeing that people are going to be them and they're just loving on you and caring, but you have to be the main character in your life, in your viewpoint, for you to not feel like they hijacked it. Because if you're not seeing yourself as the main character, that position's still open. So as soon as somebody comes in, as soon as there's someone else there, you see them there. And then it's like, oh, they took it away from me. But they didn't take it away from you. You just never had that position filled by you. Okay, I hope that is really resonating for you guys. That kind of is hitting me. I'm not a Scorpio, but, well, actually I have Scorpio in Saturn. Yeah, it's not a good place to have it. At least not for my sake, not for my Saturn return. That was interesting. It was good though. That's all good stuff anyways. It's just challenging. But yeah, so yeah, Spirit, God, Universe. You know what? Hold on. Before I do this. Yes, okay. I don't usually do this, but the bottom of the card deck is this. So it is 10 of Cups. And 10 of Cups, yeah, 10 of Cups. And some of you, this is a relational thing. But 10 of Cups, can be relational. But it's really, it's like you have that connection, you have that story, you have that family or that relationship, that connection, and it's like it's almost, it's an ultimate. It's like you've grown it, you've built this thing. But then it's that idea, that understanding that, okay, well, now in order to keep things going forward, I need to see myself as important. I can't get lost in this relationship so much that I lose myself, and then I won't even have anything to offer this anymore. So it's going the same way. It's like, if you're going to be with other people, whether this is relational or relationship, romantic or whatever, you have to have your own value, your own strength in yourself built up so you don't lose sight of who you are when everyone else comes into the mix. So this is actually perfect for that. It's a matter of understanding. This is something that's a constant building, a constant growing, and a constant reaffirming who you are in your life for you. So I'm going to put that just right here. Who knows what we pull from here. But yeah, Spirit, God, Universe, what messages do you have for Scorpio for the month of May? Especially in regards to the reading and the vision so far. I might use this deck more often with you guys. I mean, it's what I'm drawn to, whatever it is. But if I can, because I've kind of had trouble reading your energy sometimes. Like out of all the signs, you guys have been a little bit more challenging for me. But this actually felt a lot clearer than it has been lately. What? Let's just pull one. Honoring your energy. Yes, there you go. Honoring your energy. But it's like, it's even in this, it's like, you know, you might go from one cycle to another and everything, but it's staying consistent in who you are as you grow and continuing to grow, not just being like, oh, well, everyone else is going good, so this is my identity, and not working on yourself. Yeah, letting that light shine. I don't like to later decide to pull more cards. I kind of feel like pull one more. Psychic development. There you go. Part of that is like, as you honor your energy, like I was saying, developing, growing, as you do that, you lead to this psychic development, because you lead to this place to where you understand your value even when other people are around. So you can blend and mix with other people, but still see yourself as an individual. So it's like you develop yourself, your own value. And some of you, it is really more focus on psychic development. After that happens, your psychic development is going to really grow. Especially you have this, you keep trying to do this. And it's like, well, once you come to this place and you start really focusing on this and seeing that you're not a victim of other people, but rather you need to take the driver's seat and you need to fill that position, then you'll start to see things clearer, and you'll be able to actually take this time for yourself and enjoy it and know that that's what you're giving yourself. That's what, you know, the universe has for you. The universe is going to bless you in that. You know, Spirit, God, Universe is there for you. It's just a matter of trusting, but also a matter of understanding who you are in all this instead of just blending into everybody else. I really hope that resonated for you guys. Like I said, I think I enjoyed working with your energy this time more than usual. But yeah, so I hope that resonated. My intention is that it does. My intention is that you get this reading. You watch it whenever you're going to receive it the best and the clearest. And even still after that, you know, if, you know, it's something that you're supposed to get later, or you're supposed to remember later, that, you know, it sticks with you, so that right when you're supposed to receive it, right when you'll be able to understand it, you know, your memory is kind of jogged or whatever. Jogged, is that the word? I don't know, whatever. To where, you know, you remember it and it, you know, plants a seed for you. And yeah, please remember to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to everybody everyone who has already been liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps grow my channel. It helps me know exactly what it is you guys want from me and you guys are wanting to see on this channel. But also, yeah, if you haven't done so already, I would suggest you do. That way you don't miss out on any kind of new content I put out. I put out all sorts of pick-a-card readings and monthly tarot, and I also do no music deck flip throughs as well. So, but yeah, I will see you guys next time.